Live from New Orleans, 2K Sports proudly brings you NBA basketball from the home of the Pelicans. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a win against the Pacers in Indiana. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but, guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Trevor Ariza out there with Smith. And it's Dorsey in at the 5. And the Pelicans with possession here. Trevor Ariza missing from long range. Here's Big Daddy, hits the jumper. Big Daddy's got his team on the board to start the game for the Pelicans.
Good way to start the game there. I mean, that's a nice inside bucket.
No question, Clark. I think they'd like to establish a presence down low early in the game to get their offense going.
Now, here's Ariza. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And he did some nice work on the boards, too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
Out of bounds, Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it out to Evans. Over to the wing. Here's Ramos. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Big Daddy's got his second bucket of the game to go. For New Orleans, their last game a loss to the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And one of the factors in that game was they just couldn't get to the foul line and get enough points from the free throw line to make a difference.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanked off the rim. They were letting them hear about that. Patrick Beverly is absolutely a hound dog defensively. He's got so much pit bull in him and how he goes about defending people at that guard spot. He's not a big playmaker or scorer. He's basically a three-point shooter and a defensive specialist.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Ariza. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Holiday, the pass to Gordon. Here's Big Daddy, covered by Smith. No good for Ramos.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
Here's Gordon. James Harden picking up that last basket. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
That doesn't go either for Ariza.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Here's Ramos. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Evans with the steal. And it's Gordon penetrating. No good. Good D by Ariza. The Rockets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Beverly with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Smith dishes to Beverly. Back to Smith from the wing. Evans gets the rebound.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter, and the shot is good. 6 points for Big Daddy. And here are the Rockets now.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
Now here is Holiday. They really need more from him in that loss to the Clippers. Gordon kicks to Evans. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Shot clock at 5. Here's Ramos. Here's Davis. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Davis has got his first 2 points of the night.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy chance bucket?
You simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Omer Ashik, he's checked in for Davis. Anderson comes in for Tyreek Evans. John Salmons, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And it's Austin Rivers in for Drew Holiday. Now here is Smith. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And he showed his versatility, Kevin, with the 4 blocks defensively.
And as you guys know, the Rockets at the forefront technology-wise, too. You see coaches with electronic tablets.
Well, they installed flat-screen monitors in the locker room, highlighting stats and videos for players. So, they're trying to close the loop and create that line of communication between the numbers crunchers and the players themselves.
And that is good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
59 seconds left to play in the first. Rivers off a bit from Ramos. To the inside. Shoots from the right block. Excellent D that time from Jones.
He just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
The open shot by Brewer. Salmons grabs the miss.
Now, normally that's a shot people make, but that's not really his bread and butter there.
Rivers passes to Ramos. Puts up the baby hook. And the Pelicans get it back. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rivers. Takes it off the glass. Rivers has got his first points of the game.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was...
That's the end of the quarter.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
So difficult to get a shot off against this defense. They are really playing hard.
Yeah, they're playing hard, and they pride themselves on making it tough for their opponents.
So on the floor for Houston, Terry is out there with Harden. Then there's Terrence Jones. Then it's Joey Dorsey, and it's Brewer in at the small forward. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, guys. Big Daddy in their last game against the Clippers played some outstanding basketball. He ended with 23 points and was his usual self on the glass, grabbing just about any missed shot that came off the rim. This was just the latest in what has been a string of strong performances from him. Will we witness one tonight, guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, but they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough. How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Now here's Terry. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Harden kicks to Jones. Stolen by Anderson. Holiday against Harden. Holiday off a pick from Ramos. The Rockets pull it in. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
Yeah, and it seemed like the difference in that game, guys, was the defensive effort. They forced a lot of turnovers, and that allowed them to get out and get some easy looks in transition.
Here's Holiday. James Harden picking up that last basket. Offline from the high post.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it. Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Now, here is Harden. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
He did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give me credit for his passing in that game, too.
Clark and Steve, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
Yeah, how about that last lead change, guys? That's number 7 for the game.
Holiday against Terry. Holiday dishes to Anderson. The pass to Ramos. Off target from the baseline. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Harden with it. Picked up by Rivers. Pass to Terry. There's a screen. The dish to Jones. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Now here's Terry. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He feeds it to Harden. He kicks it to Dorsey. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Now, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy bucket.
2 shots. Both teams making some changes here. And we finished one half of basketball.
Josh, you
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again.
Start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or inside, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow and rhythm he's playing with here.
Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Big Daddy is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Just 5 on the clock. Evans passes to Ramos. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Ariza with the bucket.
Yes, Patrick Beverly.
Here's Holiday. Averaging 13 points a contest.
You know, Josh Smith is a very talented player, but if you have to pick his game apart, he's a bit of a tweener. You know, he's not really a power forward in a traditional sense, but not a 3-man either. He's an athlete who can do a lot of different things, but so much depends on the players he has around him. It needs to be the right fit. Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Here's Ramos. That's good from 17 feet away. Big Daddy's got 12 points in the game.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
And with Smith playing at the 4, it used to be a luxury as he can defend players with his reach, but now Clark, it's almost a necessity as he gets older, and his shot from outside isn't what it needs to be.
Well, in the modern NBA, Kevin, you know this as well as I do, you got to have perimeter threats, and if you play him at the 3, it can put you at a real disadvantage.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Dwight Howard's certainly excited to be in Houston. He said, having guys like Hakeem and Kevin McHale on my side, I can't lose. They're going to really stay on top of me, and that's what I want. Olajuwon said, I'm like a kid in a candy store. He has the power. Now we're adding finesse to that power. A scary thought, Kevin.
He could be unstoppable, Doris. Thanks. Feeds it to Dorsey. And Big Daddy picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
New Orleans on D. Trailing by 4. And Beverly kicks to Smith. That's good. Smith's got 10 points.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
Evans passes to Ramos. And the shot falls short this time. Rockets leading by 6. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Harden, no good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Back to Holiday. There's the pick. The feed now to Evans. Inside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Take a look at what Big Daddy's been doing. He has 14 points and he's getting it done on the glass too.
Now you're right, Clark. He's done some really nice work inside.
New Orleans making some changes here. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Evans. Salmons comes in for Gordon, and it's Rivers in for Drew Holiday. Houston also making some changes. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza, and it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. 6 to shoot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And now let's take a look at the teams leading the league in assists since the All-Star break. In third, the Rockets.
Kevin, since the All-Star break, it seems as though they've just gelled together. The chemistry is much better. The unselfishness and the willingness to make the pass is there.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. Smith with a screen on Holiday. Shot off the screen. Shot by Terry, no good.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Here's the screen. Harden kicks to Dorsey. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
A moment here now to see the numbers for James Harden. He's been just lighting it up recently. The stats speak for themselves. He's right around 25 points a night, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. The points have been coming for him at a prodigious rate, and that's exactly what they depend on, his scoring ability and his drive.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he is, a driven player, Steve, someone who can take an opposing defense and just shatter it with his ability.
Ramos, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Over the last 10 games, as we look at the Rockets, this is how they compare to the rest of the league. 2nd in scoring, 3rd in steals. And they also show up as a top 5 rebounding team.
And I think what's most impressive when you talk about those points per game is the fact that they're spreading it around. This is a very unselfish team. They work to get good shots every time down the floor, and they become a very efficient offensive team.
Cannon dishes to Jones. To Jones. Left side, Jones. Houston needs to get a shot off. Outside, Terry. That's good. And the Rockets lead by 9.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Ramos the pass to Washington. Takes the 13-footer. Shot's good from Ramos. Big Daddy's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
There's 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Jones sets the pick for Brewer, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Rockets have made 5 of 10 free throw attempts, a lot of misses.
Well, the season numbers for this club are really low. I mean, this is something that's the way they've been focusing on. They've got to. Wait.
Here's Canaan, right now averaging 5 points a game. Kicks it to Jones. Passes it to Canaan. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
You know, this is a common problem for them, their inability to consistently knock down their free throws.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Salmons. You know what? And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect. The gorgeous feed there.
4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Smith out there with Trevor Ariza, and it's Jones in at the 5 down low. Ramos the pass to Evans. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Ariza. Now Beverly. Smith with a screen on Holiday. Evans against Smith. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Smith's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Rockets. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
You know, adding to that, Steve, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Rockets leading by 11. Beverly with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Dishes it to Ariza. Clock at 6. Pass to Smith. And Smith gets double teamed. Kicks it out to Ariza. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And it's rejected. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Beverly. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, you look at Patrick Beverly, and I think he embodies the phrase Chicago tough. He's relatively unknown growing up and hooping in the playgrounds of West Chicago. He's always played the game with an edge, though, and that served him well as an NBA player.
The Rockets making a switch here. Dorsey's checked in. Here's Big Daddy. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Harden inside the three-point line, and the jumper falls for him.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Pelicans trail by 14. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Gordon dishes to Holiday. Holiday left side. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Harden. Inside. Puts up the baby hook. It's blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
17 seconds on the shot. 17.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Houston moving it around. Shoots the three. No luck. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. And now the Pelicans on the break are good. 19 points for Big Daddy.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he remains in total control, even at full speed. About it.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you've put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
Yeah, he is an absolute force when he gets near the hoop.
Trying to get open is Davis. No good from Ramos.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Beverly, the pass to Harden. Trying to find Jones. He gets it to him. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 16. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. And Holiday kicks to Evans. Holiday, the pass to Ramos. Picked his pocket. Harden outside. It's Ariza on the wing. To the paint. Here's Dorsey. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And that one misses. Smith checked in for Jones.
2 shots.
And the second free throw, good.
This New Orleans team is now in their second season as the Pelicans. The name, which was subject to some critique early on, has actually turned out to be nice for the franchise with a new group of players, new ownership, and it fits nicely into creating a new identity.
5 to shoot, and Harden comes to help. Gordon dishes to Evans. Good on the triple.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Rockets leading by 14. When you talk about the Pelican mascot, Steve, wingspan, a term that definitely applies to this team and the young Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it's a great name. You know, Davis was last year's leading shot blocker to go with 20 points and 10 boards a game. I mean, this guy is a potential superstar and obviously the key for this club moving forward. And clearly no question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Houston.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this was by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
And once again, they're going to come out on top in this series. 3 straight victories in as many games this season against this club. They've done a great job of just playing their best when it has mattered most against the Pelicans.
And nobody really saw a performance like this coming. But it was a big-time game for Josh Smith. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see him being a part of it. He was all over this one.
And Beverly kicks to Harden. 6 to shoot. Good.
Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
Good.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know about him.
Here's Beverly.
Well, James, no doubt.